Hi everyone, Thick Than a Frame Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Altın Gün project, YOL. Yes, this is the third full-length album from Altın Gün, a Netherlands band that specializes in Turkish fusions of rock, psych, and also folk. I was introduced to the band through the hype around their last couple of releases, and I certainly got the appeal even if I didn't find these records particularly exciting myself. But Altın Gün seems to be adding synth-pop to their repertoire on this new project, which I guess could result in something snappier, more versatile. I mean, the 30-second opener on this thing gives you an idea of how much added dramatic atmosphere the band is working with this time around. The track then stealthily slides into these neon-colored synth leads and beats on the following area. Now, while the vocals on this cut do have an exotic flavor to them, it is a little unfortunate that the band transitions into this incredibly generic 80s sound, pretty much losing all the jammy, plucky characteristics that made Altın Gün so appealing in the first place. I mean, it sounds like something from the Stranger Things soundtrack. Thankfully, this is the only track on the record that seems to be on some 80s analog synth porn shit, but there are some other spacey, groovy synthetic risks taken on this record that do pan out. The third track on this LP is a quirky piece of synth pop with bubbly, fun arpeggios and guitars that blare and fire off like they're soundtracking the theme to some kind of spy movie. All of this underscores some very passionate and angular lead vocals, and overall the performance here is impeccably tight. The fifth track on this thing is loaded with reverbed synth chords, dubby effects, hits of melodica in between the bits of hand drums and hand claps. Easily one of the more colorful and spacey jams here. Is like the band's own brand of flamboyant disco-infused funk, laced with bold Turkish melodies and sharp wah guitar licks. And of course I have to mention how irresistibly cute the closer is. It's one of those rare moments where an artist wants to come out with a low-key end to their record, but knowing that that is the case for a lot of albums out there, they almost take it to the extreme to make sure their version of doing that stands out. That manifests in some of the sweetest and most intimate vocals on the entire record. We have these beats and synth tones that sound like they're coming out of a very cheap Casio. I'm loving the subtle return of the dubby delays on this track too, and all around the tune of the track is very pretty. Now, despite all the changes Altın Gün brings to the table on this record, there are still plenty of moments where the band returns very handily to that 70s flavored jammy Anatolian rock that they're known for, but now with a few added bells and whistles to expand their already very solid flavor profile. There's SEVDA OLMASAYDI, where the shimmering synths add quite a bit to the already rockin' drums and guitar. Hey NARI also features some of the most impressive drum and guitar work on the entire record. If I have to nitpick something on this LP, and I do, it's that there's a little lull around the halfway point of this thing. The sixth track here is a skeletal piece of synth pop that's maybe a bit too stripped back for its own good. Then the following Arda Boylara is a washed out vocal and synth piece that is an okay motif, I guess. I mean, really, it's the most filler track on the entire record. Still, though, with all of that being said, I still think this is a very solid LP, and while Altın Gün does not stand as one of my favorite bands of the moment right now, there are lots of great cuts on this record, and if you're ignoring this band, you are missing out, because I can't really think of anyone else bringing together these sounds of psych and rock and folk and synth with a specifically Turkish flavor and doing it at this level of visibility. Feeling a decent 2 strong 7 on this one, Tran. Zishin, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like, please subscribe, and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up, or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Altın Gün, forever.